I've seen you having some shakes, some like smoothies that have like
Yeah.
2,200 calories and stuff like that. I'm sure that you have experimented with like counting your calories and paying attention. Like, what's the upward limit for you? Like, if you're having that in one shot, like how many calories can you handle before you start to gain weight?
You just what I find, I don't count my calories, but yeah, I've counted calories in the past, but today I don't. I just eat. I'm just like, well, it's like sleep. Like if I'm tired, I get a nap. Um, it's we live in such an interesting society where we count calories and stuff like that. We're taught that. Like this drink I got here, it says on the side the calories and all this stuff, and this marketed like the low in calories, and just we have this calories in, calories in out focus. When how much is in the food, I don't even know. Like when I make my banana smoothie, I might put 10 bananas, 20 bananas, 30 bananas in a smoothie and just pour sugar in there and then taste it. Like, yeah, that's good. Let's drink that. How many calories in it? I don't know. But yeah, maybe 2,000, maybe 1,500, maybe 3,000. I don't know. How many calories is in the actual food? Can we really accurately measure that? Okay, let's say we can. But with fruit, it's hard because you've got the ripeness and stuff like that. How much sugar is actually in the fruit because of the ripeness and the sunshine and the starch, etc. And let's say you can measure calories. Can we measure how much we actually absorb and digest and burn consistently and accurately? I'd say we can't do that. So I think the whole notion of calories in, calories out, I mean, yeah, it's got some premise, but in my opinion, it's highly inaccurate, and it creates this focus of calories versus macros and hormones. Hormones determine our weight. Because I could run 2 grams of juice a week and be living on 1,000 calories a day, and I'm still going to gain weight. And my body's going to change. I'm going to have some differences there, and vice versa. So how much calories do I eat in a day? I don't record that, but I have in the past. And you can't get fat on this protocol. Because your body just goes, I'm just done eating. I'm like, nah, rice, ugh, no more today. I'm done. But fruit, I'm gagging. Like, ugh. So these fruits, these foods, the fruits, the shoots, the roots, the starches, etc., they're very bland, and so you can only eat what you need of them. Bit of soy sauce on your rice, bit of ketchup. So they're self-limiting. So you don't have to worry about counting calories. But at the start, you might want to count calories just to go, wow, I actually need to eat more than I thought I did because I have 2 bananas and I'm full. But that's only 200 calories. So I would say, if you're going to eat 1,000 calories per meal, roughly, at the start, you can sort of start to ballpark and maybe not feel guilty for eating such a volume of food, because the foods I recommend are quite low in calories per bite. So you have to eat more of those to fill up. So you might be eating a plate of rice and it's quite big, and your family member's like, wow, you're eating so much food. And you say, yeah, well, Mum, I'm eating this rice and vegetables, but I used to eat 3 Big Macs for dinner, and that's a lot more calories, but small volume. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Carry on, son. So yeah. So understanding calories can be good as just to sort of understand how much food you actually do need to eat on this lifestyle. But otherwise, stop counting calories, in my opinion. Unless you're an athlete and you're wanting to make sure you have enough sugar per hour. Now I see World Tour riders, Tour de France riders I talk with and advise consuming 150 to 250 grams of sugar an hour. 250 up to 250 grams of sugar an hour. Some guys are doing. So only a few years ago, people said, 90 grams of sugar is the limit. Now you got some guys doing 200, 250 an hour. So, and where did they learn that? They didn't learn that from nutritionists who went to university. They learned that from me. And they tweaked it themselves. They're like, well, 200 is good, but I find 250 is better in cold weather. I just burn more sugar. So I'm like, 250, go for it. Never, ever limit your sugar intake in a day. So, yeah. Don't eat more than you can lift, but eat as much as you want when it comes to sugar.
I would say that's a great rule to have, is to just not really, limit yourself. And I think that
Yeah.
most diets are very limiting, but on this plan, it seems like you can get in, a wide variety of foods, and you're taking in a lot of sugar, and you have a lot of extra energy because of all the energy that you're consuming. On your plan, do you advocate, or do you communicate to people a little bit, like have some days that are free as well, like where you can kind of eat a little bit more of whatever you want? I know you're vegan, so it pigeonholes you a little bit into a certain category of what you can eat, but do you allow for like a cheat day type of thing? Are you a fan of stuff like that, or not really?
Great question, Mark. Depends what the goal is. Like, again, most of them are people I work with, weight loss base, cyclists, runners, housewives, single mum with 5 kids, 2 autistic, or the dad bro who wants to lose a dad bod and see some abs again. So I'm like, a cheat meal, I don't recommend cheat meals. I recommend, in my philosophy is learn to love the foods that love you back. And, the other day I went and had a vegan burger and fries, and I'm still a bit nasally from that. It's like I haven't had that for like 5-6 months almost. So, it's, and I had that just as like a friend wanted to try one out, so I bought a couple of burgers. There was like this 2-for-1 deal. So I had the burger, and it was fine, but it's, I was like, this is not really performance food, is it? I don't recommend that. I recommend, just doing what works. Just locking in on your goal. Like locking in on your goal. If your goal is weight gain, then yeah, having these normal foods is going to help you with weight gain for sure. But if your goal is weight loss, fat loss, then for me, the cheat meal of having some, fatty burger and fries, vegan or not, because the vegan diet now is just so freaking easy. You can get everything vegan these days. I don't recommend the cheat days. I recommend all in, 100% all in. So you get, your goal done faster. It's like work. If you want to build a fence with bricks, should you take a day off? You can if you want, but it's just going to take longer to do the fence, isn't it? So I just recommend all in. And the good thing about this lifestyle is there's no calorie restriction. You're not hungry. Like, I see these people, some of those girls I coach, and they've done a bikini comp, and they tell me what they used to eat, and I'm like, did you want to stab someone? Like, you must have been so hangry. No, like, my relationship got destroyed. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. Stuff, the heck with that. And and then the girls do what I'm doing, what I recommend to do, and they're like, wow, my mood's still good. I'm like, the leanest ever, and my mood is still good. Like, thank you. I've still got my libido. I've still got my boyfriend. I've still got my husband. I'm still a good mum. And I'm like, yeah. And that's another thing we talk about. There's so much emphasis on weight loss, but what about your psychology? What about your mood? Like, I'm a douchebag without enough carbohydrates. Without enough water and stuff. Like, you're getting dry and you get all red face and you're in traffic and stuff. Like, life's meant to be sweet. So that's a huge one. We can talk all about weight loss and stuff and what's the best for weight loss, but what's the best for mood? Like, when you're on carbohydrate, your cortisol's manageable because sugar lowers cortisol, lowers your stress hormone, so you can just be more chill. So I've had situations where I've been first on scene to fatalities. I've had crashes myself, and I'm just like, give me the sugar. I'll just crack out some maple syrup, some jelly beans, boom, in, just to lower the cortisol. Okay, there's a dead guy on the road in front of me. What do? Give me some sugar. Let me process the situation. So it's just I got ambulance workers doing my protocols, and like, man, like, work is just so much less stressful. I go and see a decapitated body in a car wreck, and I can process it a lot better. Before, I'd be running on caffeine, and I'd come to this crash scene, and I'm just like freaking out, getting PTSD. So sugars is so important for stress management. It's critical. So cheat days, nah. Just every day could be your last day on the planet. Like, let's maximize it. But again, it depends what your goal is. If its goal is to be weight loss, let's just lock in and just eat. You get to eat as much carbohydrate as you want. So you're not starving. You're not going to bed hungry. Never go to bed hungry. Get some carbs in. So yeah, get some lollies in, some Sour Patch Kids, whatever, like some fruit with sugar on top. That's why, yeah, the adherence to this lifestyle is so easy because you're not going hungry. When you're going hungry, that's when the problems come up. Like, I had 2 hours sleep, whatever, last night. I only get a nap later on because eventually my body's going, hey, we need some more sleep. So I wouldn't crank some stimulants to stay awake. I'll get a nap, let my body recharge. So cheat meals is when people are starving themselves. And if you're craving a cheat meal, then I'm going to say that you're probably not eating a carbohydrate. So eat more carbs, and you'll find that cheat meal, don't want it.
So you've even been helping people that are in like physique competitions and stuff like that too?
Yes. Yeah, I have been. That's because, again, that's
because
I've
that's
been
tough. That's tough. You know, it's tough to get those people super lean and still have them feeling good going into the competition, because a lot of times the calories are usually brought way down, but you have a little bit different technique.
oh, it's crazy. Like, and the mental health, and then the girls do the bikini comps traditionally on their traditional starvation diets, and then as soon as the curtains close for the stage, they go back and they've got their cheat meal going, and their face just blows up in hours, and their gut comes out, and these girls just feel mentally wrecked. That they go from looking their best and to like the next day just feeling absolute garbage and feel bloated and stuff, and their aldosterone levels are tweaked, and they just then the binge cycle starts, and they just become this binge purge athlete, and I'm like, let's stop with that. One, I think the bikini comps, you got girls running diuretics and stuff and trying to get too lean. I'm like, come on, like, I don't think women should crash the estrogen that low. There's going to be a lot more consequences to that. So again, that's another debate with the pharmaceutical aspect and the tradition of being super, super androgenic looking. That standard, I think that's unrealistic. So, But yeah, a lot of girls I work with, they end up quitting that bikini comp stuff because they realize, like, to compete at a certain level, isn't probably the healthiest thing. But then what they find is that they got into bikini comps to get a certain aesthetic, and then they're doing my protocols, and they're like, actually, year round, I'm looking fantastic. Why do I want to push that extreme envelope and feel, and just sort of like, lose my hair because I'm doing Anavar as a woman and things like that. So then they start to go, actually, consciously, I want to just look great all year long, and this is serving my need. So that's what I generally find is girls get into bikini comps because they want to get the photos, they want to get that small waist, but then they do my protocols and they can maintain that sort of stage look or close to that year round, virtuously, effortlessly, by eating what I'm recommending. So then they quit the competitive aspect and just look great all year long. Like if you look at my girlfriends over the years, they all get looking amazing, or they just get looking better. So yeah.